Yeah, thanks, Chair. And I too like to welcome this bill. I think it's very kind of topical and contemporary in relation to pay and how workers are kind of weathering the storm of inflation. And whether this government kind of legislates for this, it's up to them. But also the trade union movement in this country has a huge part to play in relation to 1 in 5 workers that find themselves in low pay employment. And most of them, Employment Minister, are in hospitality, retail and food production. And some of these companies are extremely profitable, while at the same time paying their workers a very, very not a livable wage. And I think that's what this is about. And one of the things about pay is about this, not a new phenomenon, but a phenomenon of the working poor, where people work, mainly women, in full-time jobs, but are struggling so much they find it hard to exist. Now, that is quite incredible, where somebody goes out to work 39 hours a week and finds the basic things unmanageable. And the cost of living crisis, Minister, is having an enormous impact in relation to workers' standard of living. Their spending power, even 2-3 years ago, is not what it was as it is. And that spiral pushes people into poverty that necessarily were never into poverty, and that will have a social impact in relation to what is happening. And Minister, think of the benefits, right, of a living wage. Just think of the benefits. First of all, the most obvious, somebody that would be on a living wage would have €100, at least €100 more than they were if they were on the minimum wage. Now, obviously, that's more money in their pocket, and they spend in the economy and so forth. Where you have somebody on a living wage, more money than they would have in a minimum wage, they're more productive, they're more happier, and then that kind of trickles down to their family life and their social life. And that's all the evidence shows that across the industrial world, where somebody is on that amount of pay. But we can't say this in isolation in relation to pay, on how you see in society how the wealthy in this country are doing incredibly well. I mean, Ireland ranks the 14th richest country in the world in relation to GDP. So the wealthy of this country, the elite, and the very, very super rich and the wealthy are doing extremely well, while at the same time workers are struggling. Now, there's only so much of society, that can take, and there's pressure points, there's fault lines, and it's imperative, Minister, that in this time of this government, that a living wage is introduced as soon as possible. Thank you.